at the house, and they're doing their project or whatever, and Luke says something about a shuttlecock, and Becky's like, oh my god, watch your language. And he's like, it's a word, it's like a badminton thing.
Yeah.
And Jenna super has a crush on Luke. And
why?
I have no idea. And then, like, Becky's friend from Florida calls her, and they need to go catch up. So then Jenna and Luke are, like, left alone, and she's like, why are you guys so peppy and happy all the time? And he's like, it's because of faith. And I'm like, of course. Yeah. And he, like, is talking about how, like, he's confident that the Lord is watching after him and la la la. And Jenna's, like, drinking the Kool-Aid because a cute boy is talking about this.
Yep,
and then they kiss. And
then we're back with Drew and his mom. And his mom is basically like, you can't stop going to school to get a job. You need to... Or, like, no, because he doesn't say he's going to stop school. She's like, you have to... She's like, you better be doing homework. He's on his laptop. And he's like, actually, I'm applying for this job. And she's like, with what fucking free time? You need to take care of yourself. Yeah. Stop acting like a baby.
And he's like, well, maybe I shouldn't go to school anymore or something like that. Yeah. And then she, like, storms away. And then she's like, I'm sick of her treating me like such a baby. And then Dallas comes in and is like, then stop acting like one. Which is like, snaps to Dallas. Although Dallas is still very, like, one step forward, two steps back kind of thing. At least at this point.
One day we'll like him, I'm sure.
I'm sure Cody likes him.
I trust Cody's judgment at this point, like, fully. Yeah. I'm like, she hasn't steered us wrong yet.
And then we're with Jenna, and she's talking to Allie about, like, maybe converting or how she has, like, a good feeling in her stomach, and it might be because of God. I don't know. Or maybe it's just because of Luke. It's mostly because of Luke.
It's definitely because of Luke.
And then she goes up to Luke, and he's acting really weird. And he's like, and she's like, so we should talk about last night. It was really something. And he's like, yeah, it was a mistake. And she's like, what?
And then he says, you tempt me,
which was really gross.
Yeah. But he's also like, you're not a virgin.
And she's like, yeah. She's like, we're not having sex. Like, we didn't say anything about that. We kissed literally one time. And he says, yeah, but you already have, which means that we could. I'm like, that's not what that means at all, actually.
No, it isn't. Also, he's like, maybe be different if you were Christian.
Yeah. And then part 2 starts, and Jenna's like, maybe I should, like, be more involved with the church. And Allie is like, no, adopting a new religion is a big deal. Don't do this for a boy. This is a stupid idea. Yeah. And then Becky is like, so you're going to get baptized tomorrow, right? And she's like, oh, tomorrow? That already? I mean, okay. And I was like, Jenna, do not convert to Christianity because you have a crush on a boy.
It's stupid. Also, then Becky gives her pocket Bible.
Oh, right.
Which, that's fun.
And then we're with Eli. Yay.
Finally.
And
I haven't seen Eli in forever.
Claire comes in and is like, oh my God, Connor started this Twitter and it's going to ruin my internship. And then Eli just starts reading some of the tweets. And the first one is, one day you'll be serving me. She's like, I haven't even said any of these things. And then he reads, one day you'll be serving me coffee. And she's like, okay, I guess I did say that one. And then he reads another one, which is, are you really going to come to my sanctum and disturb me with that? Or something like that. Oh my God. And she's like, okay, well, like, someone sat down while I was studying or whatever.
And he sang the theme song to The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. And it's just like, Claire, you are drama and your panic will only stoke the flames.
It's true.
Just ignore this.
Because Eli's like, it will probably just blow over.
Yeah.
Just ignore it.
And I was like, Claire, Asher does not give a shit about your Twitter, reputation.
No.
You were in high school. You were his intern. This isn't, like, he doesn't give a shit about this. It doesn't matter. This doesn't matter at all.
No.
And then we're with Drew, who has a job interview.
And also there's still some Drew and Fiona beef because they have, like, some attitude with each other.
Right. We're in class and Drew, like, finds out he has a job interview, and then he gets, like, a test back that he did poorly on, and then he just skips out on class, and Bianca's like, you're gonna get in trouble. He's like, I already am in trouble. And then he just leaves, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then we're with Jenna and Becky, and Becky's like, I just want to make sure you're not doing this for the wrong reasons. I know I've, like, pushed this on you. And Jenna's like, I'm not doing this because of you. And she's like, oh, okay, great. And it's like, yeah, because she's doing it because of your brother, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Mm.
And then she's like, have you talked to your brother about it? Like, Becky really should pick up on this by now.
Yeah.
If Becky has said that all of her friends have hooked up with her brother, and, like, that's why she doesn't have any friends anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, Becky should really recognize the signs.
She's like, so have you told your brother that I'm doing this yet? And she's like, no, should I have? I mean, I don't know. And then he comes over and Jenna's like, guess what? I'm doing this.
And he says, divine.
Yeah, that's divine.
Which, hilarious.
And he looks freaked out, as he should. Then we're back at the internship. And Asher's still being, like, way too close.
Yeah. And he sees the things and Claire, like, freaks out. And then she's like, you know what?
Claire is supposed to be doing work. She's supposed to be, like, transcribing something, but she keeps going back and forth between Twitter. And then he sees that stuff Claire says is trending in Toronto, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But he sees that she, like, typed in a Claire quote into what she's supposed to be transcribing. And he's like, I don't think that they said that. And then he sends her home.
Yeah, pretty much. Which, like, I don't know. Whatever. Fine.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of a weird reason to send her home, but...
Because he, like, literally, he weirdly flips a switch. He's like,
yeah.
Oh my God, stuff Claire says is trending on Twitter. That's so funny. And then he, like, looks at her transcription and he's like, that's not what the person said. I think you should go home. And I'm like,
yeah.
What?
It was, like, very abrupt.
It was super weird. I'm like, it's like, if you're mad at her for not being focused and, like, being on Twitter when she's supposed to be doing her job, I get that. But you weren't acting like that until, like, before, when you're like, oh my God, that's trending on Twitter. Like, I feel like the response should have been, why are you on Twitter? Not, oh, look at what's trending. How funny.
Exactly.
It's bizarre.
It's very strange. And then we are at the mall, and this leprechaun man says mad coin, which I was like, oh, okay.
Mad a lot.
Which,
like,
okay.
Are you, okay.
What year is it? Come on, man.
And then, yeah, it's like his, like, a job interview is, like, by, like, doing the job, basically.
Pretty much.
And...
Which makes sense, because, like, how much are you going to glean about how he'd be as an employee at a kiosk from a job interview?
But then also, like, before the interview, he's like, you can make this much money and la 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 la. And it's basically just, like, convincing Drew that he should drop out of school. Like, he's not telling him to do that, but Drew already has the seed planted, and he's like, but if I can make money, I can, yeah. And then we're with Jenna, and we're at the baptism.
Oh, well, first she tells Allie's mom, and she's like a little standoffish about it, and Allie's mom was like, no, I think that's great.
Yeah. Because it's like, it does seem like she wants to do it on some level for herself.
Well, her
even
reasoning,
if she doesn't really realize that
yeah.
she's doing it for herself.
Well, her reasoning to Allie's mom is like, seems like very like,
yeah,
like good like she's like feeling lost,
like a valid reason.
Yeah, it's like the reason that a lot of, or at least some people, like seek out religion later in life is if they're like feeling lost, and you know they think that this will give them purpose. It's why like NA and AA like insist on you having a higher power,
right?
Like that kind of thing.
And like, however you like, whatever you feel about religion, like if you want to dedicate yourself to that, like you do your thing. But in this whole storyline, it's just like, make sure you're doing it for the right reason. Make sure you're doing it for you and not for someone else.
Oh, exactly.
So,
but yeah, her reasoning to Allie's mom.
It does seem like, it's like, oh, okay, well, it seems like she does, like, on some level, will actually want to do this, and it's not just to, like, date Luke or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she goes to the baptism, and it's like, fine, whatever.
Is weird. Like, adult baptism is so weird to me.
Oh, well, yeah, it's super weird. You, like, literally go in a giant bathtub. And then, but also it's like, let's be real, like, Jenna would be born again, though. Like, this is not a surprising character trait. It's kind of tracks for her. Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like it works for her character. But then the next day at school, Jenna arrives and is like, hey, Luke, guess what? I'm Christian now. Now we can date, basically. And he's like, oh, no. I said I didn't want to date you. And she's like, yeah, because I wasn't Christian. And he's like, I just said that to let you down. Easy. I didn't know you were going to convert. And she's like, I got baptized for you. What are you talking about?
Stupid, by the way.
Which is like, oh God. And he's like, I didn't ask you to do that.
Which is true.
Which is fair.
He just wants to fuck around.
Yeah. Except not fuck.
No. He just wants to make out around. I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever. And then it's very dramatic.
Yes.
And then we're in geography class, and Claire's India project is so extra.
And the teacher's like, this is not what I asked for. And
Connor and Adam are both like, yeah, we didn't want to do this. She just kind of did this and didn't let us have a say. And then I just wrote down Claire getting rightfully called out for being terrible.
And she calls it a pedestrian high school assignment.
Yeah, it's insane.
The thing is that she's so fucking pretentious.
The most. And then the teacher's like, yeah, just sit down. Like, no, this is not what I asked for. Oh, yeah, because then Connor calls her out for, like blaming shit on him for his Asperger's or something, and he storms out, and rightfully so.
Yeah, and she's like, I apologized for that. And he's like, actually, no, you didn't.
She literally said, don't overreact.
Yeah.
She literally just tried to gaslight him.
Yeah, last I checked, gaslighting, not an apology.
Not an apology.
God damn, Claire.
It's almost as bad as saying, I'm sorry you were offended.
Yeah. Or I'm sorry you feel that way.
I'm sorry that it hurt your feelings. I'm sorry I'm so popular. And then we're with Jenna and Allie, and Jenna's basically like, oh my, they're in the bathroom. And she's like, God, I'm a mess. And then Allie's like, I mean, like, I've been there. We've all made bad decisions when it comes to boys. And I'm like, God, they're really a pair. Both of them have had, like, horrible dating track records.
Oh, my God. Absolutely.
Like, both of them together is insane. And then she's like, you never, like, converted to a religion for a guy. And then, like, then a bathroom stall opens and Becky walks out.
Yeah,
and is like,
she also was like, you didn't pretend to be friends with someone and get converted to a religion for a guy. Because I think that getting converted to a religion thing, like, I think Becky would have been upset about that, but I think she's more upset that she only pretended to be friends with Becky.
True. And then Becky is like, all right, well, you're dead to me now. Bye. And then Drew is blatantly skipping school now, and just so he can go start his mall job, and like just like basically just saying this all to his mom, and she's like, oh no, you can't do that. If you live in this house, you go to school. And then he's like, and then she like walks away, and he's like, all right, guess I'm packing a bag, bye. And he moves in with
Fiona, which we forgot to mention that Fiona's been looking for a roommate this whole time.
I think I said that.
Oh, did you?
At the beginning.
I missed it. Sorry.
Well, it's literally only mentioned at the beginning, and then like at the end when he like shows up to her door, and she's like, all right, you're paying rent now.
There's also a point where she has like shitty flyers, which is an interesting way to try to find a roommate.
Whatever. And yeah, then he moves out. And then, oh my God. And then Claire walks into the media immersion room, and Connor and Adam have made a video of stuff Claire says. This must have been around the time when all those shit X says videos came out on YouTube. Like, shit girls say, or like shit my dad said. Like that. Yeah. That whole, there were so many of those. There was. So many
very
of those. 2011,
2012, something like that.
Yeah, 2012, 2013, something around that. I don't know what year it is anymore.
Me neither.
And they've made a video, and they have like wigs on, and they're just acting like Claire, and I want to see the like entire cut of that video. I hope it exists somewhere. It's amazing. And then Claire is like learning how to laugh at herself, and she actually does apologize, and Connor says, you just need to think before you speak, Claire, which is amazing. And it's like, and the things blow over, and it's fine. And then we are with Jenna. Is this when she goes to the church?
Yeah, she goes to the church to like seek guidance from I don't know, but she's
Becky and Luke's dad, basically.
Kind of. Well, she goes and she's just like looking at the cross and like whatever, and then she hears Becky's dad, but she thinks that it's Jesus for a second because she's stupid. And then he's like, no, it's just me. And then they talk a little bit, and and they have the moment, and he's like,
you should stay for service.
Exactly.
Also, why is this episode not called Faith Hello?
Oh
Missed
God.
opportunity. George Michael.
So good.
Yes.
I love